Hey everybody, this is David at Barnyard Bees. If you can see all those bugs down there moving back and forth, it's one of those times in the evening where you can see traffic moving. This is from the beehives to the sugar feeders, and it's just the way the light's hitting where you can actually see it. You can see quite a bit of traffic actually, but in the middle of the day you can't see it, but in the evening, the way the sun is shining, it happens for just a short period of time where you can actually view it and see it. So I thought I'd share this. But all those bugs are honeybees moving back and forth from our community feeders, our 4 5-gallon bucket community feeders, which are down below that building, about 100 feet from that building. And of course the bees are moving back and forth to our nuc boxes here. So there's my upside down ladder where I was catching a swarm. But I thought that was pretty interesting how you can see that traffic in the evening. It's the only time of the day that you can see it like that. Just because the sun is almost setting. It's almost about 7:30, I guess. And maybe a little bit later than that, I'm not sure. I come down to feed the goats and the bluegill and the catfish, and looked over and you could see that traffic. I thought, well, I'll pull the camera out, share that with everybody. It looks pretty interesting. But it just goes to show how busy they are on those feeders. And let's walk down and see how busy they are, how much they're taking from the feeders. Okay, I'm a pretty good distance away. It just we'll walk down on it and look, but just from a distance, the way the light's shining, it just makes a good video from here. And I don't know if we can catch them now, because you got to be in the right light to be able to see that traffic back and forth. And you can't hardly see it as well as we could up there. But I just love watching that. Going up there and sit down in the chair and just watching the traffic move back and forth. But I'll walk down a little bit closer and see how much they're feeding from it. Okay, I'm right up on the feeders, and the bees they're really taking a lot of sugar water down. We're still in dearth here in North Georgia, and we will be until the goldenrod really establishes very well. And if you are open feeding and you notice all of a sudden they stop taking it, well, then you'll know that your goldenrod is taking over, and the bees' attention will be moved from this artificial nectar to the real stuff. This is only to carry them over and to keep them growing. It's very important, especially if you're doing small colony splits with 1 or 2 frames. And when you have that span that ranges from the 2nd week of July all the way to about the end of August. So about a 6-week period where the bees will be doing nothing. And that nothing includes not growing unless you feed. Now, like I talked about before, you can feed in high top feeders, but you're taking a big chance if you have multiple colonies. Now, if you only have 1 or 2 colonies and they're strong already, or a bunch of weaker colonies, you'll probably be okay. You'll just have to test the waters with that and see how well they do. We do this because it draws. I've not seen 1 rob out so far this year, and we usually, even doing this, we'll have a couple. I've not seen 1 yet, and we're keeping the feed to these. Usually what I'll do, every day I'll come down, like today I come down and I filled these 2, and then tomorrow I'll come down and I'll fill the outside 2, and then the next day I'll fill these 2. So just every other day So pretty much showing they're taking about 10 gallons of sugar water a day, basically. And that's not a whole lot, not really. And but it keeps them busy and it keeps them growing, because if you want strong colonies going into the winter and you're trying to do splits and do, you know, have a lot of bees going into winter, that way you'll have more bees coming out of the winter. So that's why I try to tell people when you're growing your colonies, don't be, if you want to, at the end of the day, if you want 4 colonies for honey producers, grow at least 8. Because that way 8 going into the winter, you'll have at least 4 coming out of the winter. 50% going through the winter is not good. That's a worst case scenario, the way I'm looking at it. So if you come out of the winter with 6, then you know, you're pretty good shape. But at the worst case scenario, if you lose half, you still have at least 4 colonies. So that's why I'm a big believer in community feeding. And it cuts down on the robins. So I saw that up there, wasn't even planning on making a video. 9 times out of 10, I don't plan on making videos. I just see an opportunity, see something interesting, and I start filming. So I'll probably just go ahead and throw this on YouTube and give it a shot and give people a chance to watch this evening sun and the way it shows the bees flying up. I just thought it was pretty interesting. So that's about it. I'm going to end the video. Don't forget, click on the little bell, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Barnyard Bees.